Good morning, students. How are you? Fine. So, student, today we will start the production of wool from sheep. And students, we have discussed the rearing and breeding of sheep in last video, and also animals that yield wool also. So, student, let us start now. So, we will start the production of wool from sheep. The fleece that we get from sheep is processed to wool and woolen clothing in the following steps. There are the many steps for the production of wool from sheep. First process is the shearing. Shearing means the process by which the fleece of sheep is removed. In this process, the fleece is removed from the sheep, and it may be done using either clipper also and shearing machine also. And clipper means similar to what a barber uses to shave a man's beard. So when the barber, we can say that the shears the sheep. So this process does not hurt the sheep because the hair that are sheared are dead. Everybody know, and our hair also is dead. So this shearing does not hurt the sheep as hairs that are sheared are dead. Sheep are usually sheared in the hot weather, not in cold season. Why? Because in summer season there is no need for the sheep. This work is not done in winter season because these we can say that hairs protect the sheep from the cold. So sheep are usually sheared in the hot weather when they do not require their fur. उनको कोई ज़रूरत नहीं होती. It is actually helps the sheep to survive in hot season. When they remove their fur, so they easily survive in the hot season. So that's why the shearing process only in hot season, not in winter season, because they do not require their fur. Now second process is scoring. You can see this diagram, figure 3.11, scoring. After the shearing process, this fleece are washed with the water, and it is done by, we can say that, machine also, and we can say that hand also. Today's machine is, there are the machines are used in this process. So what do you mean by the scoring? The process by which the sheared fleece is treated to remove dust, dirt and grease is known as scoring. The sheared skin and hair are thoroughly washed in a series of tubs to clean them. Not only in one tub, a series of tubs, one by one. For the, we can say that, remove the dust, dirt and grease. So nowadays we can say the machines are used for this process. You can see this diagram, scoring. So what do you mean by the scoring? The process by which the sheared fleece is treated to remove dust, dirt and grease is known as scoring. Now student, next process is sorting. Sorting, hairs of different textures are separated from each other by sorting. Sorting means different texture. Hair of the different textures are there, so they are separated from each other. Some fluffy fibers are called burrs are removed. Burrs you can see in woolen clothes also. In winter season also you can see the burrs are present in the woolen clothes also. So there are the some fluffy fibers, so they removed from the this fleece also, and the wool fibers that remain are scored one more and dries. Then wool fibers are remain, then again scoring with water. after the scoring and then dried in the sun. Understand what I am saying? In sorting bete, the hairs of the different texture are separated from each other because the different textures are there. And a verb, we can say that there are the burr on the woolen fleece. So first remove this burr. And then the wool's fibers that remains are scored again with water one by one and then after dried in the sun. Now grading. Grading means the wool fibers are grouped. Now the fleece of wool then are grouped based on length, fineness, color, texture and other characteristics. So in this process, grading means the wool fibers are grouped based on their length, fineness, color, texture and other characteristics. This process is known as the grading. And different grades of wool are used to make different woolen product. Understand? We have discussed earlier, there are the many types of the wool. Some are using for making shawl, some are using hosiery, some are used as a brown in color, some are using make carpet. So also they group together based on their length, fineness, fine texture, thick textures and their characteristics also they group together. And different grades of wools are used to make woolen products. Understand? Now student, dyeing. Dyeing as the natural fleece of sheep or goat are black, brown or white. So the fibers obtained from them are dyed in the various color. Natural color. What are the natural color of the sheep and goat? Black, brown and white also. So after the fibers from them, we can say the fleece, they also dyed by the different colors, whether it is red, blue, skin color. So they are dyed in various colors. Now student, after this, carding and spinning. What do you mean by the carding and spinning? The fibers are straightened, combed by passing them through rollers. This process is carding. What do you mean by the carding? The fibers are straightened, combed by passing them through rollers. This process is called carding. And the fibers are then twisted to make yarn by the process of spinning. What do you mean by the spinning? Spinning means when the yarns twisted to make fibers. We can say the fibers are twisted to make yarn by the process of spinning. A spinning frame is used for this purpose. The yarn is wound onto a paper. Then yarn, what do you mean by the yarn? A thread. And this yarn is wound onto a paper, cones and spindle also, and for use in weaving and knitting machines. They wound onto a paper, we can say the spindle shape for easy use. One by one they use the yarn in weaving also and knitting machine also. Now student, last process is weaving and knitting. Yarns are knitted or woven by hands. They also by hand also and in machine also, and to make fabric. So what do you mean by the, we can say the weaving and knitting. Yarns are knitted or woven by hand also and in machine also to make fabric. Knitting uses a single yarn. Knitting uses only single yarn, while weaving use two or more yarn. In case of knitting, only single yarn, and while the weaving uses two or more yarns. So therefore longer woolen fibers are suitable for the knitting. Longer, because in knitting only single yarn is used. So for the longer woolen fibers are suitable for knitting, while we can use for the shorter fibers are suitable for weaving. Understand what I am saying? Because in knitting a single yarns and while two or more. So in knitting longer woolen fibers are suitable, and for weaving shorter fibers are suitable. I hope you understand all the process for the production of wool. So what is the first process, student? Shearing, scoring, grading, dyeing, carding, spinning, and last process is weaving and knitting. So students, I hope you understand, and in next video we will discuss the occupational hazard of the wool industry. What are the occupational hazard? And also student, we will discuss the silk, and it is a natural, we can say, the fibers also, and we get silk from silkworms. What are the properties also, and we will discuss also life cycle of the silk moth. So students, I hope you understand. So read the chapter carefully and learn all the process carefully. Okay students.